1, 2, 3. Revenge, this is Hot Rod. If y'all have a Mavic hovering over us, tell it to fuck off. My call sign is Hot Rod. I've been here for about almost 3 years now, in a month. I come from Texas in the States, and I was a part of Med Team Alpha and 1st Squadron of the Directorate of Intelligence of Ukraine, Legion. No previous military experience. I worked on an ambulance for about 5 years before coming over here, but no military experience. Yeah, I'd been following pretty actively the war since 2014, just online on different things, and was kind of always clued in. I remember pretty vividly there was a video of an ambulance getting hit by, I think, an ATGM or something, like a very clearly marked civilian ambulance. And I remember seeing that video and just like being like, well, damn, like I work on an ambulance. Like if it can happen to these people, then, you know, if no one does anything to stop it, then it can happen in America too. So I came over originally to do just medical work with NGOs and such, but that didn't really pan out. And I figured my best option to actually put my skills to use was in the Legion. So the very first person that I treated in Ukraine was a Russian. He had only been in the Russian military for 2 weeks, and he had only been in Ukraine for 24 hours. And like that's when he had the stamp. It was less than 24 hours before he got to position and then immediately got captured. There was another one on this last rotation. He had moved forwards into the gray zone with his team, and the rest of the guys on the team were killed by like drones and artillery. But our infantry dudes went forwards and took this one guy prisoner, and he was pretty sick, pretty injured. He'd lost a lot of blood. And then one of my other medic that was with me noticed that he had a swastika tattoo on his hand. And he's like, oh, what is that? He's like, oh yeah, I'm a Nazi. So, you know, I got to treat some Russian Nazis in Ukraine too, which is, but yeah, we do treat some Russians from time to time as well. You know, I grew up Catholic, and I always still believed, but I, you know, didn't go to mass, wasn't super religious for a long time. But when you're sitting in a trench, especially like my first time out and getting shelled by everything the Russians can throw at you, you know, it makes you reconsider your religious. Oh, kitty. Ja. Ja. They're shooting. Uh-huh. They're shooting. It's okay, little kitty. I'll protect you. So I would always pray on the infills, and you know, not necessarily for myself, but for all the other guys. And I've had my very close calls, and somehow I'm still here. There's been times where there's one time, so we were moving forward to the like first line trench. We were going through an area that had been under Russian control but currently wasn't. Hello. Sure. Yeah. We're good to continue. That was a run. That's gonna suck going back.
I'm doing that at thermal crossover. Yeah. I'm not doing that during the day again.
No. The guys went forward and they make it to the trench, and I'm like the fourth man. And the guy in front of me trips a tripwire, and an OZM 72, like one of the bounding mines, pops up. And at first I didn't know, because like a Mavic had just gone overhead. So, and it kind of like there was just so when the OZM goes off, there's an initial explosion, which is a little charge that like makes the mine jump up. And then there's another wire that attaches to the mine that when it reaches a certain height, it pulls the pin and then the mine explodes. The mine bounds up and it doesn't explode, but I don't notice it yet. There was a little explosion on the ground. And I was like, what was that? Was that like a VOG from a grenade? I thought at first it was a grenade from a drone, like a drone drop grenade, but I was like, well, I don't hear a Mavic, and also it wasn't loud enough to be, like it wasn't super loud. And I was like, well, maybe it was a PFM, because the Russians will use drones to drop PFMs, which are the little butterfly mines, and those sometimes have like a self-detonate feature on them. But then, like 2 seconds later, this thing just like thuds next to my feet, like about a meter or two away, and I look at it, I was like, oh fuck, that's a mine. Oh fuck. Fuck. Fuck, yeah dude, this is a fucking mine. Fuck. The end of the tree line is like a meter and a half to my left. I'm just gonna get the fuck out of this tree line and then run to the trench.
Well, mate, we were lucky.
Bro, fuck.
That was an OZM 72.
Let's fucking go. I was pretty lucky then, and the guy who tripped it, and you know, it was his birthday. And so it was really funny when we get to the trench and the Ukrainians are like, you know, we're letting them know what happened, and they're like, oh, it's your second birthday. And it's like, well, second birthday, but it's my actual birthday too, you know? So yeah, that was pretty wild. That makes yeah. Yeah, I think the next meal I had tasted a little better than most of the other. That kasha, man, that hit the spot. Whew.
Well, sorry that we fucking got lost. I tried. I had no idea. I started seeing the wire and I was like, oh, they're shaping us. So that means that the mines are probably here. Yeah. And I was like, push out. It's alright.
That was an OZM 72. It bounded.
Yep.
Didn't explode.
You saw it?
Yeah.
It landed right next to me, dude.
Right
Holy, do you have that on video?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I felt the tripwire and I heard the bang and I turned around, I seen it jump up, and I thought, we're dead.
Dude, I heard that pop and I was like, PFM. No, that's what I heard, because that was the exact kind of sound.
I need to go back there and have a look at it on the way out, and have a look at it why it didn't function.
Because who set it up?
I imagine these dudes.
So the first part worked, so it jumped up. The second part didn't work.
The swings at the bottom to pull the pin, right?
Yeah.
What we as a team wanted to provide for the unit was a casualty collection point just behind the front line for whenever our infantry teams went out and did things, did their assault actions or whatever they needed to do. There would be medical support just behind them. And so, but not only, because whenever we operate in an area, we're never alone. There's always friendly Ukrainian units around too, other Legion units, other GOR units. And so a lot of my time was spent not only treating our casualties, but also the friendly locals who would get injured because they didn't have any medical capacity on the ground either. So, which made up probably a majority of the casualties that I've treated. And so we would stay, you know, just behind, and whenever we got the call that someone was injured, if they weren't able to make their way to us, then we would go to them. Yep.
А, там пока бачу чуть.
PFM?
Там сзади где-то и нога где-то.
How did he get injured? Was it like, was it a grenade? Was it... Yeah, that's good.
This is Revenge. Radio check. Over. Revenge, you'll leave a Charlie to me, over.
Roger, hold tight for now.
Okay.
Let's switch sides.
I need some help.
Yeah.
Hey, get in cover. Get in cover. Revenge, this is Hot Rod. If y'all have a Mavic hovering over us, tell it to fuck off.
Revenge, this is Med Alpha, send your traffic over.
Hold on, this is Avery. Be advised, we're going to move the casualties. One is semi-walking, one is not walking. We're going to move these casualties to Cherokee for further assessment. Over. Recommend you meet us there. Over.
Fucking Cherokee.
Roger that. Over. So, on that mission, we woke up. It was I believe the second day that we were on position for, so pretty early in the rotation. And two of our sappers were tasked to move forwards and clear a route for an assault that was going to happen using buggies. And so they went forwards, they were doing their job, and then they came to what they thought had been an abandoned position. It turns out it wasn't abandoned, and during the night or at some point, some Russians had snuck in, and the Russians shot the point man, and they started shooting back and throwing grenades into the position. But behind this position, there were more blindages with more Russians in them who came forwards and started shooting them as well. And so they came over the radio and said, hey, we're both wounded. We need help. And so I was like, okay, well, it's time to go. And we moved forwards. Luckily, some other dudes from the Legion who are on QRF were able to go forwards and kind of fight the Russians back and take the casualties to a friendly position, or an abandoned friendly position, I should say. And so I move forwards.
Did you call me? Did you have to move the Cherokee to assist with casualties? Over.
That's a solid copy. Just IDF.
Huh?
IDF.
Yeah, where?
Over there. Yep.
At this point, the Russians had been on their radio. They knew something was up, so the Russians were sending FPVs and mortars. Our friendly FPV teams and drone teams are sending FPVs and stuff. And you have to remember too, where we're working, it's not like there's not very good concealment or cover. It's just like tree lines, right? So the way it works is there's a big field, and then each field is surrounded by tree lines, maybe like 5 to 10 meters thick. And some of them are pretty good to hide in, some of them are not. But it's always tricky running through them because you never really know if you're gonna get spotted or not. So
Back. Look, there's a hole here.
There's Svenja.
This is Spook. One more casualty. Moving back to Cherokee right now. Over.
Spook, this is Meta Alpha. Copy. Over. We need to keep moving.
We got fucking Jews drones.
Coming now. Over.
Be advised, Meta Alpha's hold up in Svenja, being hunted by an FPV. Once it's clear, we'll continue moving. Over. We're clear.
We are?
We're moving. No, we're moving.
There's friendly FPV overhead. No shots right now. Over.
Roger that. Friendlies! Friendlies! Hey, Soprano! Soprano!
Avery.
Have you been to Cherokee? Have you been to Cherokee?
Yeah.
All right, you're coming with me. You're staying here.
You sure?
Hot rod.
Oh, I got you. You just came from there.
Yeah, cool.
You good? You sure?
Yeah, you're my QRF.
Roger, man. Hey, good luck.
Thanks, brother.
Yo, Soprano, get the fuck out of here.
Let's go, let's go.
I need to fucking get in or we need to move. Hurry up. Fuck it, I'm getting in.
Yeah.
About 10 minutes to Cherokee.
Yo,
Use the enemy IDF. Probably gonna have to find a hole there and stay there. Over.
Be advised, Med Alpha has reached Igloo. Hot Rod and call sign Soprano will be Oscar Mike to Cherokee soon. How copy? Over. Hey Soprano, we need to fucking move.
Solid copy. You need to move quickly as our read casualty is deteriorating.
Hey Soprano, this is a fucking now situation. Let's go.
Okay, guys, don't move. Fuck FPV.
Yeah, fuck.
One casualty,
2 casualties.
2 casualty.
Yeah.
Fuck.
1 red, 1 yellow.
1 red.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Hey boss.
Send this.
Bro.
Yeah.
My cardio. We just ran there and back 3 times.
Fucking ready to do it again. And then with the casualty. All right, let's move.
Watch the skies, brother.
Yeah.
We
Keep
move
distance.
at what position we move the
Cherokee.
You want to go to
Cherokee. No,
Cherokee.
no. He's
He's at Cherokee. We're gonna
Okay.
move him back here.
here.
Yeah. Well, first we're gonna assess him and treat him there, and then if we can move him, we'll move him back here.
Here's this, passe-toi.
Yeah.
Prends ça, prends ça. Parce que toi, t'es mieux que... avec-
But let's move. Let's go. I don't know where it is, so.
It's just a straight line.
Okay. Let's go. Move.
Do we have EW on?
Should be.
Avery, this is Revenge. Please say again the status of casualties. Over. Mort is red. Taz is amber red. Break. Mort has lost a lot of blood. Consciousness difficulty. Break. Taz lost a lot of blood. Multiple injuries. Over. Mid Alpha, this is Revenge. Over.
Revenge, this is Med Alpha, send.
Be advised. Both casualties are now red. Please advise Revenge on your current timeout from Cherokee. Over.
Roger, track in, break. How far would you say we're from Cherokee?
8 minutes. I'm like 11, 12 minutes.
Mid Alpha, what is your timeout from position Cherokee? Over.
Roger, we're about a 10-minute walk out. How copy, over?
Hey, you hear that?
Yeah, a few days.
A couple Baba Yagas coming in too. Like when we were coming back.
Just stay still, stay still.
Mid Alpha, this is Revenge. Roger, please be advised, you need to move with haste. The casualties are deteriorating. Over.
I'm not going to be dramatic. I've been only a few months. You could be another casualty. I'm just saying that because I like you.
Toronto, Pastor, move. Say again, move.
You can use it against me that I'm saying that.
No.
You could fuck me for saying that.
Roger, they are moving with Med Alpha south. Over. See it, it's high and moving south. All right, yeah, go.
Give him. Okay.
Go, just
Give him.
where the fuck it is.
Okay, Cherokee there.
Friendlies.
I make it to the first wounded guy, and they had unfortunately kind of separated the two injured dudes. So I make it to the first one, and over the radio they were saying, you know, oh, one's a red, one's a yellow, which in terms of like when you triage casualties, you know, it goes green means, you know, walking wounded, they're not gonna deteriorate anytime soon. Yellow is they're stable for now, but could potentially deteriorate. And red is they're critical. They've already deteriorated and they're pretty close to dying. And then black is dead. But anyway, so they said, okay, there's one red, one yellow. I was like, okay, well, I'll go see the red first.
Huh?
Yo, there's
I
another
didn't hear.
casualty in Cherokee. Go sit with him.
Who's the worst, Mort?
Yeah, you two, go.
Sweet.
We've got enemy 250, right? Yeah, there's
Cool.
one blendage. Go in, take a left, and then another left. It's next to the unexploded FBV
Yes,
on the top.
yes, leave that here.
It's heavy. Take this. Okay, I got. Okay. The other is yellow. Okay.
All right.
I'm getting out of your way, right?
Yeah. All right, Mort, where you hit, buddy?
Right leg.
Fairly major.
Right leg.
I can't tell if my tourniquet's doing any good, man.
We're gonna find out. You hit anywhere else?
Not that I know of.
Just your right leg? Where in your right leg?
Up high.
Up high.
The unexploded FBV, right there. Get the fucking Cherokee and fucking bind him, cunt!
And so I go to the red casualty, and he had been shot twice in the leg and had lost, he was a pretty small guy and had lost a significant amount of blood and was in pretty bad hemorrhagic shock, but he had tourniquets on. So I knew like, well, I'm not gonna convert those tourniquets, but at least I'll make sure they're effective, and they were. The infantry guys who had pushed forward had put on a secondary tourniquet that had stopped the bleeding because the first one had not been effective.
Let me see this arm. Or this one. This one, whichever one. Try not to move around too much, okay? No, it's okay. Leave it on. Leave it on.
Avery, this is
Can I give you this cross to hold on to?
Yeah, buddy.
Just don't lose it, please.
I won't. Alright, let me borrow this arm.
Avery, this is Ravine.
I need your water.
Please advise status of casualties. Over.
Okay. Hey, have you been with the other casualty?
Yeah.
You?
Yeah.
How is he?
Since he's been shot in the back.
Yes, he's in.
Has he been?
I'm sure. Couldn't say blood.
Yeah, guys, fucking.
Okay, I go to the other.
Yeah, wait for these drones to leave, and then you go to the other one. As in, not right now, while there's drones fucking watching us. Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, fuck.
Let me see your shoulder. All right, let me see your other shoulder.
Is there anything that will make me more conscious?
Nah, man. It's good though.
Mid Alpha, this is Revenge. Seen us. Over.
Call sign Mort, break. Mechanism of injury, gunshot wound ×2 to the right upper leg, break. Injuries, as previously mentioned, gunshot wounds penetrating trauma, break. Signs and symptoms, massive hemorrhage, break. Heart rate of 120, break. Altered level of consciousness, break. And signs consistent with hemorrhagic shock, break. Treatments, 2 tourniquets to the right upper leg. Bleeding is currently controlled, break. This is Med Alpha. Recommend casualty be treated as a red and prioritize evac. We'll go check on second casualty now. How copy, over?
This is Revenge. Solid copy. We are currently working on evacuation. Over.
No, I need to go check on the other dude. Just make sure that he's fucking okay. Do what? Mortar fire? Water? I don't know. There's a bottle of water right here. You want some?
I'm actually
Nah, he's good. He doesn't need to drink much.
Can I get more water?
Little sips, man. You've already drank a lot. I'd say give it a little rest for now, okay?
Okay. Can I loosen the top tourniquet?
No, can't loosen any of them, buddy. All right, but we're gonna get you out of here pretty fucking soon, so don't worry about that. Plus the pain's good for you. But that TXA should start helping you, okay? Might make you feel, it's not a painkiller, but it might make you feel a little better, all right? Try not to move too much, okay? I'm gonna leave this Gedco here with him. I'm not gonna put him on it right now, but if we do need to move, that's probably the best way to do it. I do have a soft litter as well. All right, Just trying to stay wrapped up. Okay, can you just keep him kind of talking just a little bit? All right, where the fuck is the other one? In the actual Cherokee?
Should be in Cherokee, brother.
Okay. Hmm?
He's been following us out, right?
The enemy has?
He's been following us out.
Roger.
About 250, 300.
I'm gonna go check on him. If he is ambulatory and if he's a yellow or green, I'll come back here and we'll just start moving. Mort, okay? I don't want to fuck with a yellow. Well, Mort's here, okay? All right.
Be advised, Casualty 2 inside of Cherokee. He has gunshot wounds to both scapulas, left and right. Great, also laceration of right shoulder. Great. Bleeding is controlled mostly. Still checking for signs of additional bleeding. Great, kind of need a medic here. Over.
Roger, I'm on my way.
But I was like, okay, well now I'll go check on the yellow. And the green was like, there's a really thick part in the tree line with overhead concealment. So I was like, okay, great. Like, you know, they're there. The other one was in a blindage, probably about 30, 40 meters behind. So I was like, okay, I'll go check on the yellow. And the only thing I had heard at this time was he was shot through the shoulder. And I was like, okay, well, that can mean a lot of things. And some people's definitions of a shoulder are different than others.
Coming in.
Right, he's got one bleed, currently only got gauze on it, it's not packed on that
Yeah.
shoulder. It's not too bad, but he's saying he's losing consciousness.
Okay.
Got laceration on that shoulder there, and another gunshot wound to his other scapula.
Cool. Let me switch with y'all.
And move all this shit out the way through.
For sure.
So I show up and I take one look at him and I'm like, oh man, like this is not a yellow, this is a red. Like you can just tell when someone's in really bad hemorrhagic shock. You know, they're pale, he's super pale, super diaphoretic.
All right, where's the...
Here, gunshot wounds on the back too,
Okay.
and laceration to his shoulder. Might have been zipped.
All right, let me switch with you so I can get around and see over here.
I take a pressure here.
Yeah, yeah. Here, actually, yeah, just hold it there for a sec.
Okay.
And then...
I'm gonna go find some water for him.
I put a shoe. I'm the American, I have a little experience. Okay. Okay. You don't have a glove? Okay, no problem.
No.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's good, it's good.
Yep, yep.
Where's Mort?
Mort is same position.
Roger.
Okay.
Told him I'd come look at this dude and then we'll worry about moving him. All right, we're...
He bring normal, but I have a little bloody in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But I think it's you have the respiration is no good. Look.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, you're American. I'm not
Let's see.
professional.
You're good.
I got here.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I'm gonna convert this tourniquet because there's no bleeding down here.
Oh, you convert?
Yep.
Okay.
Just nice and slow.
30 seconds, no?
Yeah.
30 seconds. Move on third. 30 seconds. Okay, I take the time. I take time.
Believe there's no bleeding underneath, like.
Yeah, yeah. We're converting it.
Go.
The holes on his back were small, bleeding very slightly.
Yeah.
Couldn't say if it was shrapnel or gunshot. There's nothing on the
Gunshot.
That one on his right side is a gunshot. I don't know about this one.
Gunshot.
front. Well, he's got 2 little holes on his back and 1 major laceration on his shoulder.
Oh.
Yep, let's take this off, then I'll have a listen. Yeah, throw that on his finger, please.
You can identify the real medic by the GoPro and the patch, and the lack of any frags.
True. I've got 2 frags on me. Sorry. It's pretty normal.
Okay.
Can you lift this arm up for me just a bit? You lean forwards just a tiny bit. I'm gonna take a look at this wound, just because you sounded a little diminished on your left side. Lean forwards for me. Yeah, can you lean forwards? I need to look at this. Where is the actual wound itself? Okay, yeah, we're gonna get a chest seal on it. Should be in that, like that top pouch. Oh, well, that works. Yep. Nothing else on your legs?
No.
Nope. Your arms? Alright.
Side has just been trickling, not pouring.
Yeah. That's good.
Oh, man.
Revenge, revenge. This is Med Alpha. Stand by for C-Mist, over.
I thought he had been shot twice. It turns out he'd only been shot once, and it went through like one side, like through his shoulder blade, kind of, and then came out the other side. It's really a miracle that he was still alive when we got there. And it didn't hit anything more important than just his lungs, really. He had actually been shot through the shoulder. I forgot. He had been shot twice. Once went through and through the chest, and then the other time was just it just skinned his shoulder a bit. But that was not a massive hemorrhage or anything that needed to be treated right away. So once we got those occlusive dressings on, started a line on him, gave him TXA.
Casualty is conscious and ambulatory for now. Recommend immediate evacuation alongside first casualty. How copy? Over.
This is Revenge. That is a solid copy. Over.
Roger that. Do you have any update on where and when that evac might be so we can start organizing movement? Over.
Alpha, this is Revenge. Casualty vehicle is currently prepping to leave. Casualty pickup point will be position Cherokee. How copy? Over.
That's a solid copy. Out.
You going back to him? I can get this guy up in
I want to get an IV on him and get TXA. To be fair, I've already done everything I can for Mort with what I have. But I can get him an IV, and I want to fucking monitor him in case he really becomes, gets a tension pneumothorax.
Gotcha.
But what y'all can do is get Mort prepped. There's Skedco's out there. If y'all want to get him on it, try and keep him wrapped up in a blanket. I've got the emergency blanket on him. And just try and keep him talking as best you can.
Another kind of funny story in the darkness. So he was like, "Oh, I'm really thirsty, really thirsty. Can I have some water?" And I was like, "Well,
Little sips, man. Tiny, tiny, tiny little sips. What's it say here? 92. Sweet.
So I was like, okay, like a little bit of water won't hurt him, just to wet his lips, make him feel a little more comfortable." And so he takes it, and of course, like he just takes, you know, just throws it back, necks it, and then he just goes, and he's like, "Oh, that was vodka." Like, oh man, you have to remember this was an abandoned position, and who knows who had been there beforehand. I was like, "Oh, bro, that's." I did kind of laugh at that. I think that was pretty funny. But I was pretty sure he had a hemothorax, which is where blood gets in the lungs and causes pressure, and a pneumothorax. And I knew, unfortunately, I didn't have the tools or equipment with me in my little go bag to do a chest tube. But I was like, well, screw it. Like, we can try a needle D, because if it is a pneumothorax, then that will hopefully help after burping the chest seals, which didn't really help. So we tried twice, of course, to no avail, and he kept deteriorating. And at that point, I believe I'd already put up a C-Mist, and they were bringing Casevac was getting spun up, but Casevac takes a little while, even in the best of times, to get to the front line, because you got to get everything ready. You got to check the routes for mines, that kind of thing, and then oh, kitty. Kitka. Oh, sweet kitty. Yeah, so like I knew we had some time to wait, so I was like, okay, well, we need to get them to get the casualties together, because at that point too, I was pretty sure that the other casualty was not going to deteriorate, but I had no idea, because, you know, I wasn't there and didn't have another medic with me. So, you know, in ideal circumstances, you know, coming from a civilian medical background, like, you know, you don't move critical casualties like that by themselves. But in the military environment, and especially in Ukraine, when things are, you know, it's much more of an austere environment. You gotta kind of just make do with what you got. So the Casevac rolled up, and we were able to get them in and out. And it's pretty wild too. You know, Casevac can be anything from, you know, M113, an armored vehicle, you know, a tracked armored vehicle, to like a Rochelle, you know, a little just APC or something, or just a soft skin truck. And luckily the Casevac didn't get seen on the way in. Like, there were no drones running around.
He pointed me to get you.
The only thing I would consider myself doing, like, with this experience and knowledge after the war, was maybe like teaching. Especially, there's a lot of new things with medicine from this war that people in Western countries, Western militaries, they haven't really experienced, you know? Things that you would never do in either civilian medicine or Western, like TCCC combat medicine, like, you just have to do here. You just have to make do with what you've got. And so spreading that knowledge to hopefully help save life and limb for any future conflicts, I'd do something like that. Oh, I want to stay here. I'm not like I said, I didn't come from the military. Like, I don't consider myself a military guy. Like, I'm not, this is my first and last conflict, you know? So once I'm done, I don't really know what I'm going to do after the war. Going back and working in civilian medicine is always a thing. I've always wanted to maybe go further my education, maybe. But I love Ukraine, honestly, and I know, like, a lot of the guys, such as myself, who have been here for a while, don't really plan on leaving. You plan on staying in country after the war, after we've won, and building a life. So